Hello everyone, I am Dr. Ekta Bhushan, teaching anatomy and physiology of exercise at Indira Gandhi Institute of Physical Education and Sports Sciences, University of Delhi. I welcome you all to online lectures of CEC UGC. In this series, we will discuss different topics associated with anatomy and physiology of exercise. But today in particular, we will discuss the topic the excretory system. Do you know that our body processes a good amount of toxic materials during metabolism? If we fail to expel these harmful materials from our bodies, they may even cause death. But how do we excrete them? The excretory system helps us in this process. The excretory system is one of the most important biological system in our body, along with the respiratory system, circulatory system, digestive system, etc. In this lecture, we will come to know about different excretory organs present in human and their functions and how urine is formed inside our body. So let's discuss the definition of excretory system. The excretory system is defined as biological system that helps in the elimination of nitrogenous waste products of metabolism and also helps in maintaining homeostasis in our body. Life of every organism depends on certain basic processes. Excretion is one of among them. Different organisms follow different modes of excretion. In complex organisms, including human, there is specialized system for excretion called human excretory system. We all obtain our nutrients from different sources which are later digested and metabolized in our body. After metabolic reactions, the body starts to sort out useful and toxic substances in an individual. As we all know, the accumulation of the toxins may be harmful and the body removes all the metabolic waste by the process called excretion. Different organisms followed different modes of excretion such as kidney, lungs, skin, and eyes depends on their habitat and food habit. For example, aquatic animals excrete waste in the form of ammonia, while birds and insects excrete mainly uric acid. Humans produce urea as the major excretory product. Let us have a detailed look at the excretion system. Notes to explore the excretory system in human beings, different organs of the excretory system and mechanism of excretion in humans. So, these are the organs of excretory system: the kidney, the urinary bladder, the skin, the liver and the lungs. So, let's start with the kidneys. Waste in the blood comes from tissue breakdown and from food. After the body takes and uses what it needs, it sends the waste to the kidneys. The kidneys are bean-shaped organs about the size of fist. Having at least one kidney is mandatory for living, unless treated immediately. Because of the enormous amounts of blood passing through the kidney extract 180 liters of fluid daily. If we extracted all of the fluid as urine, we would lose nutrients and dehydrate. Kidneys are responsible for filtering the filtrate and returning most of the solutes and water to the blood. Now we'll see the urinary bladder. And we can see the picture of urinary bladder, in which we can see the ureters which are attached to the urinary bladder with the kidneys, and then you can see the yellow liquid, which is urine, which is stored in urinary bladder and urethra, from which we excrete the urine. After the kidneys filter the fluid, the remaining waste go to your bladder. The organ stores the urine and keeps storing it until you can feel it. When you can feel it, it means that the bladder has become full and you must urinate to release the waste from your body. Now the skin, you can see the picture of skin as well. In this lecture we will do the detailed discussion of skin also, but here we are discussing the introduction of skin. We can see the three layers of skin, that is epidermis, dermis and hypodermis. Your skin has a very important part in the excretory system. It holds moisture into every part of your body. In the excretory system, the skin job is to regulate one's body temperature. The salt in the skin helps in evaporation of the water of the body. To cool off one who is hot, sweat is excreted through sweat glands. Sweating helps the body maintain a cool, consistent temperature, which also helps one maintain homeostasis. The next organ is the liver. When we eat fatty food, the liver orders the gallbladder to release bile into the intestines. The bile then puts the waste products into the intestines. Then the intestines absorb the fats into the blood stream. The liver is then given the blood and removes all waste product from it as it passes through. The liver removes the iron, which involves the red blood production. Amino acids are then broken down and passed into the kidney. The kidney uses these to carry out their function in the excretory system. The liver then stores the vitamins and repeats its cycle. The next organ is lungs. The lungs plays a mandatory role in excretory system. Your lungs removes the carbon dioxide built up in your blood using specialized cells known as alveoli. Your lungs process the molecules into gas, and when you breathe, the gas is ejected from your body. If the lungs did not remove the carbon dioxide from your blood, it would eventually build up, causing a number of different dilemmas in your body. So, now we can see the waste and what it removes by. So, the waste is carbon dioxide, which is removed by lungs, then water, which is removed by your skin, kidney and lungs, salts, which is removed by skin and kidney, ammonia, which is removed by liver, urea, which is removed by kidney. And then we can see the types of metabolic waste. The type is carbon dioxide, which is aerobic respiration produced from, and water produced from aerobic respiration. Salts metabolic activities के through होता है. Then nitrogenous waste जो है हमारे breakdown because of the breakdown of excess amino acids and protein. And what is these nitrogenous wastes? There are three types of nitrogenous waste, that is also called metabolic waste: ammonia, urea and uric crystals, in which we can see the ammonia is the highly toxic substance which should be removed from our body. Then urea is moderately toxic, and then uric acid crystals that are minimally toxic. Now we'll learn the skin as an excretory organ of the body. So here I'll be focusing on the skin as an organ of excretion. Did you know that skin is the largest organ in our body? Apart from being flexible, self-healing barrier which supports the immune system, the skin is also part of integumentary system of our body. The sweat glands located in our skin plays an active role in the excretory system of our body. The skin is a vital organ that covers the entire outside of the body, forming a protective barrier against pathogens and injuries from the environment. The skin is the body's largest organ, covering the entire outside of the body. It is about 2 mm thick and weight approximately 6 pounds. It shields the body against heat, light, injury and infection. The skin also helps regulate body temperature, gather sensory information from the environment, stores water, fat, vitamin D and plays a role in immune system protecting us from diseases. The color, thickness and texture of skin vary over the body. There are two general types of skin, thin and hairy, which is more prevalent on the body, and thick and hairless, which is found on part of the body that are used heavily and endure a large amount of friction, like the palms of the hands and soles of the feet. Let's look the diagram of skin, that is the anatomy of the skin. In this diagram, we can see the three different layers of skin, that is epidermis, dermis and hypodermis. The hypodermis is also called the subcutaneous layer also, and in which we can see the hair follicles, hairs in the skin, the sweat glands, we can see some arteries, veins in the skin, and the yellow one is the fat which is stored underneath the skin. So this is the structure of skin. Basically, the skin is comprised of two layers that covers a third fatty layer. These three layers differ in function, thickness and strength. The outer layer is called the epidermis. It is a tough protective layer that contains the melanin production of producing the melanocytes. The second layer located under the epidermis is called the dermis. It contains nerve endings, sweat glands, oil glands and hair follicles. Under these two skin layers is a fatty layer of subcutaneous tissue known as the subcutis or hypodermis. The skin contains many specialized cells and structures. So let's look at some cells and structure of skin, starting with basket cell. Basket cell surrounds the base of hair follicle and can sense pressure. They are evaluated when assessing overall nerve health and condition. Then there are some blood vessels also. Blood vessels carry nutrients and oxygen rich blood to the cells that makes up the layer of the skin and carry away waste production. Then hair erector muscles. The erector pili muscle is a tiny muscle connected to each hair follicle and the skin. When it contracts, it causes the hair to stand erect and the goosebumps form on the skin. Then hair follicle. The hair follicle is a tube shaped sheet that surrounds the part of the hair that is under the skin and nourishes the hair. It is located in the epidermis and the dermis. Then hair shafts. The hair shaft is the part of the hair that is above the skin. Then melanocytes. The melanocytes is a cell that produces melanin and is located in the basal layer of epidermis. Then Merkel cell. Merkel cells are tactile cells of neurolectodermal origin located in the basal layer of the epidermis. The Pacinian corpuscle is a nerve receptor located in the subcutaneous fatty tissue that responds to pressure and vibration. Then sebaceous gland are small sac-shaped gland which release an oily substance onto the hair follicle that protects the hair shaft from becoming brittle. These glands are located in the dermis. Then Langerhans cell. These cells attach themselves to antigens that invade damaged skin and alert the immune system to their presence. Then sensory nerves. The epidermis is inverted with sensory nerves. These nerves senses and transmit heat, pain and other noxious sensation. When they are not functioning properly, sensations such as numbness, pins and needles, pain, tingling or burning may be felt. Then stratum corneum. The stratum corneum is outermost layer of the epidermis and is comprised of dead skin cells. It protects the living cells beneath it by providing a tough barrier between the environment and the lower layers of the skin. Then sweat glands. These glands are located in the epidermis and produces moisture that is secreted through tiny ducts onto the surface of the skin. When sweat evaporates, skin temperature is lowered. Now, the skin performs a variety of functions. So, we are learning about some functions of skin. The first function is protection. This protection is provided against biological invasion, physical damage and ultraviolet radiation. The next is sensation, is provided by nerve endings for touch, pain and heat. Then thermoregulation is supported through the sweating and regulation of blood flow through the skin. The skin performs a variety of function. Then synthesis of vitamin D occur in the skin. Blood within the skin can be shunted to other parts of the body when needed. Excretion of salts and small amount of waste, that is ammonia and urea, occurs with the production of sweat. But we are focusing on the last function of the skin, that is excretion. So here we can see the body get rid of salt, urea and water through sweat. This is the structure of skin and we can see the sweat glands in it, from where we remove the waste product called salt, urea and water. So the skin's function of waste removal is essential to the body as part of a large biological system of waste removal. Sweat glands helps get rid of the body of harmful nitrogenous waste such as urea, uric acid and ammonia. A build-up of these waste could cause adverse effect on the body. Some of the skin's excretion serve as protecting agents against outer elements. Sebaceous glands in the skin secrete sebum, a fatty substance that serves as a water repellent and helps the skin retain a smooth texture. The sebum also serves as a natural antibacterial and antifungal agent. Sebum can cause pores to become clogged on occasion, which can cause acne to form. When the body's temperature becomes too high, sweat glands in the skin cause perspiration, a water-based excretion that helps regulate the body temperature. The salt in the water helps the sweat to evaporate, acting as a coolant of the body. This process helps regulate the body's salts level. Skin is a protective organ, as we know, and absorbs as well as exercise. It takes in oxygen and nitrogen as well as other things necessary to keep it healthy. So these glands helps in excretion of excess minerals, salts and water from the body. This not only helps in marinating the temperature of the skin, but it also helps in maintaining the pH of the body. Similar to sweat glands, mammals also have eccrine glands, which are mainly located on the pelvis, forehead and bottom of the feet, are help in maintaining the temperature of the body. The The excess of water and salts released from the skin evaporates and thus helps in maintaining the body temperature. In our body, the dead skin cells are a form of bodily waste which facilitates the growth of the new epidermal cell. Did you know that every minute of our body loses 30 to 40,000 dead skin cells which are replaced by the fresh skin cells or tissues? From removal of excess of waste to replenish the lost dead cell to maintain the body temperature, the skin performs both the task efficiently. So in summary, we can see the excretion is removal of nitrogenous waste production from the body. Kidney are the most important excretory organ of mammals. Through filtration, reabsorption and active transport, waste is removed, but kidney conserve substances useful to the organism. In general, kidney regulates the intake and the outflow of water and salts in the blood and helps to maintain homeostasis. The skin acts as a barrier, protecting us from the eliminates and invasion of pathogens. The skin is composed of three major layers, the hypodermis and epidermis. Excretion process in skin is through sweat glands. The waste products which are excreted from the skin are some salts and urea. So I hope you understand all the aspect of excretory system, that is the excretory system part 1. That's all for today. Thank you very much.